Hello, my name is Alfan Fajar and my student number is B1024201005 and I'm from Management International Class Batch 2020. And in this video, I am going to talk about the Human Resource Management Chapter 4, which is the workers, jobs, and job analysis. So first, I already read about the HR headline on page 109, and I'm going to answer some questions regarding about this HR headline. The first one is, why must jobs be balanced with work-life issues? It's all because work-life balance is a very important aspect of a healthy work environment, and maintaining work-life balance helps reduce stress and helps prevent burnout in the workplace of the employers and the employees. And the HR headline is about the work-life balancing, and what I learned about the HR headline is that the organizations must adjust to the fact that employees want to increase flexibility in their work schedules to accommodate the life outside of their job. And I also learned that by balancing the work and life of the employees can increase the organizational and individual performance, which can result in a successful business management. And the HR headline teaches me that if I became a manager, I have to understand that my employees also have life outside of the workplace that have to be balanced with their work life in order to keep their productivity at their best. And what I know about workforce composition is that it's the total number of workers employed by a company on a specific job, project, etc. And the workforce composition report gives managers a visibility over their current employee and position or their role mix. And they are actually particularly useful in informing short, mid, and long-term workforce planning process. And there are some tangible indicators of diversity that the employers must consider. They are the race or ethnicity, national origin or immigration, age or generational differences, gender, which are men and women, marital and family status, sexual orientation, disabilities, and religion. And diversity in workplace brings in diverse different talents together with working towards a common goal using different sets of skills that increases their retention and productivity. And diversity within a company helps in building a stronger brand and makes the company more interesting and desirable employer. So there's so many benefits of diversity in a workplace. And how can diverse workers contribute to business is by bringing in people with different backgrounds and perspectives can lead to better decision making, greater innovation, and higher engagement in the workplace. And it may also improve a company's reputation and make it easier to attract top talent to our organization. And what I do know about gender workforce diversity and immigrant workers, first, gender diversity is the equitable or fair representation of people of different genders within our organization. And a migrant worker is a person who migrates within a home country or outside it to pursue work. And migrant workers usually do not have the intention to stay permanently in the country or region in which they work, but they are just the same as other workers. They should get the equal right and opportunity and should not be discriminated by anyone. And I already read the video about 7 types of work. I learned that 7 types of works are temporary workers, the 459 Club, resume builders, effective lone rangers, team players, reliable leaders, and entrepreneurs. And I also already watched the video about types of color jobs, which is the classification of workers based on their occupation. And there's white collar workers, blue collar, pink, gold, black, gray, green, red, orange, yellow, brown, and unopen collar workers. And then the nature of jobs and work is best defined as the type of work that someone does. And this can refer to the basic daily tasks carried out as part of a job and can refer to other non-routine tasks that may be required. And what is business process reengineering? So this is the analysis and redesign of workflow within and between enterprises or customer facing process. And business process reengineering or BPR reduces costs and cycle times by eliminating unproductive activities and the employees who perform the business process reengineering. And there are 3 phases of business process reengineering. The first one is planning phase, which is focusing on the current and future needs of customers, analyzing what is currently accomplished by the old process, and creating a vision of what is to be achieved by the re-engineered process and zeroing in on the differences between the two. And then the second phase is the design phase. And this phase involves designing a re-engineered process which starts with actual mapping of the new process and moves to the development of a change management plan. And the last phase is implementing phase, and this phase involves implementing a re-engineered process, and the new process is tested and its success is gauged in this implementing phase. And job design is the process of establishing employers' roles and responsibilities and the systems and procedures that they should use or follow. And job design receives attention for three major reasons. The first reason is that job design can influence performance in certain jobs, especially those where employee motivation can make a substantial differences. And the second one is job design can affect job satisfaction. Because people are more satisfied with certain job elements than others, identifying what makes a good job becomes critical. And reduced turnover and absenteeism also can be linked to effective job design. And the last one is job design. The last reason is that job design can impact both physical and mental health, which are really important because problems that may require assistance such as hearing loss, backache, leg pain, stress, high blood pressure, and even heart disease sometimes can be traced directly to job design. And there are some characteristics of people and job. The job characteristics. The first one is tasks, authority or responsibility, policies or procedures, tools, variety, time requirements, social opportunities, working conditions, and stress. And people characteristics are motivation, interests, energy level, personality variables, satisfaction, predisposition, physical characteristics, honesty, conscientiousness, and intelligence. And there are some types of workers in one firm. The first one is full-time workers, which are the employees employed on average at least 30 hours of service per week or 130 hours of service per month. And the second one is part-time employees, as someone who works fewer hours than what an employer considers to be full-time. And the exact amount of hours is determined by each employer and it can vary between companies. And the next one is an independent contractor, is a self-employed person or entity contracted to perform work for or provide services to another entity as a non-employee of that organization. The next is temporary workers, which are engaged only for a specific period of time, includes fixed term, project or task-based contracts, as well as seasonal or casual work, including day labor. And the last one is a contingent worker, is someone who works for an organization without being hired as their employee. And this worker may provide their services under a contract temporarily or on an as-needed basis. And the difference between person-job fit and job-person match is the person-job fit is a simple but important concept of matching characteristics of people with characteristics of the jobs, while job-person match is matching people with jobs they like and they fit in. And I am going to explain some terms. The first one is job enlargement and job enrichment. Job enlargement involves broadening the scope of a job by expanding the number of different tasks to be performed. And job enrichment is increasing the depth of a job by adding responsibility for planning, organizing, controlling, and or evaluating the job. And then job rotation, which is the process of shifting a person from job to job. Job sharing, in which two employees perform the work of one full-time job. The fourth term is characteristics of job, which is a model that was developed by Hackman and Oldham, which focuses on 5 important design characteristics of jobs, which are skill variety, task identity, and task significance affect the meaningfulness of work. Autonomy stimulates responsibility, and feedback provides knowledge of results. And job analysis is the process of studying a job to determine which activities and responsibilities it includes, its relatives, importance to other jobs, the qualifications necessary for performance of the job, and the conditions under which the work is performed. And then the last one is job specification. This term is a statement of the qualifications, personality traits, skills, etc. And it is required by an individual to perform the job. And I already looked at the figure 4.4 on page 119. And this figure talks about skill variety, task identity, and task significance, which leads to psychological experience of meaningful work, autonomy to the responsibility of work, and feedback to knowing the result of their work, which the desired outcomes are the same from all those five, which is the good motivation that will increase their performance and give them satisfaction. And why is jobs and work scheduling is very important? It is very important because scheduling stuff creates an order and a flow to our business, and everyone knows when they're supposed to work, which allows them to focus on their job. And proper scheduling ensures the important tasks are covered at appropriate time. And what is telework? Telework, which means that employees work via electronic, telecommunication, and internet. And then telework is really good for a company. And if I was a manager, I would agree if my employees work at home, because flexible work arrangement empowers an employee to choose what time they begin to work, where to work, and when they will stop to work. And I also agree because I believe that home is the best workplace as long as you feel that your home is comfortable enough to be your workplace, and as long as their job does not require them to go to the office. And I would give the opportunity to my employees to choose to work from home or from office. And then the purpose of job analysis is to establish and document the job relatedness of employment procedures such as training, selection, compensation, and performance appraisal. And competency-based job analysis means describing the job in terms of the measurable, observable behavioral competencies, which includes knowledge, skills, and or behaviors that an employee doing that job must exhibit to do the job well. And there are several stages of job analysis. The first one is planning the job analysis, which includes identify objectives of job analysis and then obtain top management support. The second stage is preparing for and introducing job analysis, which includes identify jobs and methodology, review existing job documentation, and communicate process to managers or employees. And the third stage is conducting the job analysis, which includes gather job analysis data and review and compile data. And then the fourth one is developing job descriptions and job specifications, which includes draft job descriptions and specifications, and review drafts with managers and employees, and then finalize job descriptions and recommendations. And then the last stage is maintaining and updating job descriptions and job specifications. Updating job descriptions and specification as the organization changes, periodically review all the jobs. And I already read up the chapter 4, and I learned that in managing our employee, we are not just focusing on how our employee work in our organization, but also how our employee are having work-life balance. And this chapter also teaches me that having workers is not just about having people to work in our company, but it's also about how we can have diverse workforce, which results in a good performance of our business. And job classification and analysis is really important to do in controlling our employees. And that's all about the chapter 4 of HRM, which talks about the workers, jobs, and job analysis. Thank you.